You can ask a question now, what is next? We have the information decoded, we have this list. What's happening next if we have this information? This works quite simply. Maybe the complete structure is complicated, but the methodology is simple. The mailbox is analyzing step by step, one after another, the position in this table in a can lookup. When the proper PID is identified, so of course here it will be not until position A, then we know, this is this one. So then the function which is responsible, this is just somewhere in the code, will be started. And this function consists of following structure: the PID and the information and the bytes first coming to that function. And in the function we have something: if PID equals to, let it be 7E7, then go somewhere. If 7E8, go another place. And there are just the blocks which are responsible of processing the information. And this block, which is for our PID, will, for example, combine these two bytes into one 16-bit information, then upload it in some location in the RAM. Then, for example, another byte will be filtered by mask using this method, because the important is only this one bit. Then something else, something else. So analyzing that, coming to that place in Ghidra, we can see where the information is stored. Imagine, for example, you have a steering wheel and you would like to use the button resume. You connect to the canvas. You identify which PID is for steering wheel controller, as controller is in the steering wheel and sending the final result by the canvas. So we see, for example, let it be this one, and this information is let it be coded here. So then when we know that by scanning can, scanning physically can, logging it with the sniffer, then we go to that table. Then we identify the function, we identify the block of this function or subfunction, which is responsible for processing exactly this PID. And then we will find exactly first byte. And knowing that, we can see, this byte is loaded to this and this place in the RAM. So now we do not need to follow the can, to analyze the can. We can just simply read the information from the RAM. So this is how we can identify the buttons using the can sniffer and understanding how the can works. So this is how we come to the final information. So this is the first example. More complicated examples can be receiving or sending your own PID. So we will add to that loop and to the dispatcher the information about the new PID, which will be our PID. And then we will process our information. We can send something to the ECU or receive the answer from the ECU using our own PIDs. What for? For example, for downloading the RAM or EEPROM in the real time, loading something to the RAM in the real time, or even more fancy, for example, writing the application which controls the map switching from the phone, because you can send the information through the Bluetooth to the CAN, to your PID detected by your program, which is added to the main loop, it will cause the map switch. So this is just the more sophisticated using of the CAN. So don't be afraid of CAN. CAN is very important in the automotive, and understanding it is just a, let's say, very high level of the reverse engineering.